Of all the factories in Detroit, this one might be one of the most overlooked. Constructed in the year 1906 and expanded upon in 1916, it has been abandoned for many years. This is the story of the Robert Brassworks building. As autumn dawns in the Midwest, a chilled wind blew over us just as we arrived at the Roberts Brassworks building. The building was gutted and covered in rusted pipes and crumbling brick, but it wasn't always this way. In August of 1905, a Mr. Dugald H. Roberts, the vice president of the McRae and Roberts Company, would leave this company behind in order to form a new one, known as the Roberts Company. His new company would create brass fittings for various different types of gas, water, and steam pipes and machinery. In the coming years, his company would grow even larger, as the demand for different types of fittings on automobiles would rise in the Motor City. On May 1st of 1906, designed by the local firm Palmer & Ropes, the first new Brassworks building was constructed. The upper two floors would be used as machine shops. A, quote, long basement was installed as the bottom floor of the factory to, quote, allow for some modern methods in handling raw material and the finished products of the company at the lowest possible expense. Detroit firm makes airship fittings was the headline in a Detroit Free Press article in July of 1910. It was at the Detroit Industrial Exposition, where Roberts Brassworks held an exhibit, where they showed off many of the different products and fittings that they manufactured. One of the most touted and talked about products that the Roberts Brassworks manufactured were its brass fittings for hydrogen airships known as Zeppelins. They also produced a variety of different products for automobiles. During the early 20th century, Roberts Brassworks was most known for creating fittings and products for airships, but it also created products for steamships, locomotives, stoves, and many other different types of products that were essential to living at the time. This, however, would change as Detroit shifted from being one of the shipbuilding and stove-making capitals of the world to being the automotive capital of the world and would become known as the Motor City. As automobile engines began to become more advanced, more precise fittings and parts needed to be made in order to fit these more complex machines. Roberts Brassworks was determined to be one of the lead suppliers of the automotive industry. In an article in the Detroit Free Press from March of 1916, it was announced that plans to triple the factory's capacity by building a whole new foundry and adding a new floor was announced. The building would be entirely changed and significantly expanded. It would seem that Roberts Brassworks was on its way up and becoming a major company and a huge name in Detroit. However, as with all things, this wouldn't last forever.
Look at this. There's a ladder. What? What?
So my camera died right at the end of Traverse City trip, so I made sure to show them on.
Look at this. There's another ladder right here too.
Use it too, man. I haven't charged this once since getting it.
That was months ago.
I know. That's why I'm saying. It was like, that's why I'm surprised it died now. Not earlier. I've taken like over 1,000 some pictures.
Hey Caleb, we can either go through that door or we can go upstairs. Now we can do the first one or we can do the ladder.
Oh, screw you.
I'll get it. I got it.
We are gonna head upstairs. Wow. It would appear that this whole building has been thoroughly stripped. Wow. It's actually pretty cool. Oh, look at that. You can kind of get a good look at the rest of the building here. There is an old porta-john and a boat just chilling over there, so it's pretty cool though. Seems to be a lot of bird activity here.
Life.
Oh, plant, look at that.
Life finds a way.
Yep. I can hear more birds. Let's go down.
My shaker bottle be like.
When we went to New York, Victor didn't wash out his little bottle and some bacteria grew in there. Let's head down this way, take a good old-fashioned Kentucky gander, see what the other side of this building has to offer. Oh, there's a little birdie right there. So you kind of get a view here. That right there would have been the main entrance. See that boat right there? That porta-john smells like piss. Probably hasn't been cleaned in a long time. Hey Victor, what are you staring at?
Man, I'm about to kill.
I think this leads up to the roof or something. Ooh. There's a bunch of wires over here. Guess we'll head on up. Look at this. Big old chunk of the wall missing here. Oh, here we go. The rooftop. Look at that. Wow. Look at that, you can see Ambassador Bridge. And you can see downtown Detroit pretty well. Well, that's about all there is to see here, so we're gonna head back down. It's a really, really cool place. It's got a nice view of the city and Ambassador Bridge, so that's also a pretty cool thing.
Hey Caleb,
Where you guys going? What?
We're heading back down.
I hate to burst your rubble, but I think we explored the whole building already.
During the World Wars, the Roberts Brass Company refused to work on anything military. This pacifistic view undoubtedly lost them out a lot of profit, as most companies at the time were eager to take military contracts that were quite lucrative. Despite this, they were still a very successful company, and even maintained their own baseball team for many years. Throughout the 1980s and until the year 1993, the building was owned and maintained by the Universal Scientific and Industrial Supply Company. In 2005, almost exactly 100 years after the founding of the Roberts Brass Company, a fire would break out inside of the factory. This caused a lot of damage to the factory, ruining many offices and destroying a lot of artifacts that were left behind. According to a forum post on DetroitYes.com, as of 2009 and 2010, renovation work had begun on the factory, with the intention on turning it into new apartments. According to another post in the same forum, apparently, in the late 90s, the building was purchased by a scrap company that came in and scrapped almost everything of value, including the old clock that used to hang above the entrance, which supposedly was sold in a silent auction. The Roberts Brassworks Company is a very cool and fascinating part of Detroit's automotive history. Although the future of its factory may be unknown, it certainly will never be forgotten.
Yeah, pose right there. Perfect. Should be good.